Have you ever achieved something you worked years for, only to feel strangely empty once you got there? The promotion, the title, the deal, the milestone you thought would finally mean you had made it. And for a moment, it feels good. But then something unexpected happens. The excitement fades faster than you imagined, and you find yourself quietly asking a question you almost feel guilty for thinking. Is this really it? My guest today, Angela Kerek, knows that feeling well. She spent years competing as a professional tennis player where success was defined by winning matches and rankings. Then she rebuilt her career entirely, becoming a finance lawyer and eventually a partner working on billion-euro transactions. From the outside, it looked like the definition of success, but inside, something shifted. Because when your identity is built entirely around winning, you eventually realize something uncomfortable. There is always another match, another deal, another milestone. And if success is always outside of you, the finish line never actually arrives. This is a powerful conversation for any woman who has ever wondered, if I keep climbing this ladder, will I actually like where it leads? Let's dive in. Welcome to Career Growth for Working Women. If you're ambitious, capable, and quietly carrying more than your role reflects, you're in the right place. I'm Shannon, promotion and compensation coach, and I help women fast track their next promotion by teaching them how to show their value so clearly leadership can't overlook them. Here, we talk about career advancement, visibility, burnout recovery, and building confidence without burning yourself out or shrinking to fit someone else's expectations. So grab your coffee or reheat it for the third time and let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to the show. My guest today is Angela Kerek, and her career journey is one of those that makes you pause and think about how many times we are allowed to redefine success. Angela left Eastern Europe at 16 with one bag and went on to play professional tennis for 8 years. After stepping away from tennis, she rebuilt again by studying law and eventually becoming a finance lawyer and partner in a major law firm. For nearly 2 decades, she worked on billion-euro transactions, advising senior leaders in high-pressure environments where performance and precision were everything. At a certain point, though, success on paper no longer matched how she wanted to live or lead. Angela stepped away from law and moved into entrepreneurship and performance work, bringing together lessons from elite sports, leadership, and personal reinvention. Today, she works with founders and executives on mindset, identity shifts, and sustaining high performance without losing themselves in the process. Angela, welcome. I'm so excited to dive into this conversation.
Thank you so much, Shannon. Thank you.
So, you have reinvented your life several times. When you look back at all those transitions, what did each one teach you about success?
Um, um, really, yeah, really hard to put it into one sentence because the definition of success changed over time. So, what was success in the beginning, which was winning matches and making money and becoming number, I don't know, top 10, top 50, whatever the aim was, that was success. That was defined as winning. So, we were raised to win. We were in Eastern Europe, everything was about winning. As I went on, then in my legal career, becoming a partner, and moving up the ranks, that became the new winning. And after a while, that winning also lost, the magic. Once you arrive in partnership where you were, you just realize, well, is this really it? Is this how I imagined it? In the same way, when you win matches, you think to yourself, well, is this the winning? Because it just feels good for a short while,
Right.
for a week or so after championships. But then you just start all over again and you do $1 billion transaction, which is nice, but then you need the next one. And, this hunger for winning was what success was the definition of, what I wanted to be. And, after 20 years of practice, that definition completely lost its magic. And I realized, well, this cannot be the case, because or this cannot be it.
Right.
Because the more you go up the ladder, the more you realize it's endless because, one of my mentors once told me he became a big managing partner of the biggest law firm on earth. And he said to me, and the problem is there always is a bigger fish. There
Right.
always is a bigger fish who's calling you and calling the shots for you. So I realized something kind of needs to change because otherwise you just keep going and you never arrive, you're never satisfied. So I started thinking about what that could be and how can I redefine winning for myself. Because I realized my life was about winning.
Right.
um, and and I turned into the inside. So I realized I need some kind of winning which is always there. No matter whether I win the match or lose the match, no matter whether I get mandated or not, I still have to be happy.
Yes.
So I started to look at how can I define it for myself? How can I set the rules for myself? How can I play my own game? That became success, which is a little bit harder. You go on tournaments, or there is a ranking, there is prize money you win. You go in partnership in law firm, there is revenue, there is profitability, there is fame, and so on. And when you turn inside, you realize the problem is you don't have a map, and nobody tells you where to look. So this is why it's a little bit harder. But for myself, this is, where I arrived is that I am comfortable in winning just inside, even if I still chase, outside trophies. But as long as I'm stable inside, I'm fine, you
Yeah.
know?
I love that because I think a lot of times we can get so wrapped up in like the title, the position, you know, the amount of money that we're making, and that is what we consider successful, but we're really unhappy on the inside, and we feel kind of like incomplete. And so I loved how you took all of that and you said it changed over time. Like, yes, at first it was about winning the tournaments and getting these deals, but then you went inward. And I think that that's really important because when you define it for yourself personally, that's that are measurements that you have, nobody can take that away from you. That's you, and you get to keep that and own that.
That's the other advantage. First, first you become, in a way, you become aware of yourself. And um, there is some things come with age, when you are just fed up with how other people define or see you or wherever they put you or don't.
Right.
um, it really needs some type of self-confidence
Right.
to be able to say, I don't care what people say, I don't care what people think, because this is what I want to do.
Right.
And then you have to have the courage to say, well, this really is what I want to do now. It doesn't mean I need to do it for the next 50 years.
Yeah.
So I don't need to be a lawyer for my entire life.
Right.
But I choose to decide how long. I still advising as a lawyer, even now as, I also train mindset and I do a lot of stuff,
Right.
but on my terms
Right.
with the clients I want to work with.
Yeah. And boundaries that I'm
And
sure
who's
you've set for your life.
exactly, exactly. And um, I can do more things. When you're in a corporation or in a law firm, they kind of decide for you what is your remit, what are your boundaries, what you can say, what you can't, what can you put on your CV, what you can't. And after a while I realized that that's really confining me, making it keeps making me small, or it drives me to make myself small.
Right.
This is when I thought, okay, what? No, we just change the rules. We just do it.
Right. Right. Well, I feel like a lot of leaders tie their identity into their work. Do you see that? And what mind shifts can they make to realize that they aren't their work, they're more than that?
Yeah, well, first I have to recognize for myself, I am more than that.
Mm.
And what I realize is it's really much easier to do as you think. We were infused with you are what you work, you are. But then I realized this is nothing that somebody else is going to tell me. So I took the decision. I just decided for myself, I am more than that.
Oh, I love that.
And I just decided for myself, this was every year I was working for getting in a higher band, earning more money, doing this, doing that. And then I decided to myself that needs to stop, because what I have and what I earn is enough. So it's a decision I took, that I am enough and that I'm capable of more and I'm capable of what I want to do.
Right.
Um, so it's easier, when you realize that it's not an external decision, it's just you deciding, simply sitting on your couch and saying, Shannon, this is who you are enough,
Right.
and you are going to do what you want to do. That's
Yes.
it.
Yes. And that comes back to what you were saying about your mindset, and it's a shift in there. And I would assume, I mean, you're more of the expert on the mindset shift, but our mindsets, but that would be something that you would have to maybe practice daily, at least for a little bit, and it maybe get easier and
Yes.
easier and easier.
Yeah, definitely. We don't talk so much about mindset or how we train our thoughts, but in the end, it's the same type of training as you train your body. You go into the gym and you lift the weights, and you lift them once, twice, 10,000 times, 100,000 mark. You lift the weights, you push the weight up, and then you start growing muscle. So this is the same way how you grow the muscle of your mindset. It's reps, it's repetition, repetition, repetition. And as long as your mind keeps going back to, oh, but I want more money, and you say, yeah, I recognize, fine, but we are still enough.
Right. Yeah.
So, me, you, myself, and I are still enough. Uh,
Yes.
and you train, it's like something that always drifts to the right or to the left. And you just need to push it back and say, yeah, 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 fine, but it's still
Right.
enough. We are
Right.
fine. Even if
Yeah.
we don't get that money, even if we don't get that, we are still enough
Yes.
because we decide we are.
Yes. Yes. I love that because I feel like there are times, I can say even in my life where I'm like, oh, wait, I want that and that. But no, actually, I have enough. I am enough. And that would be a cherry on the top. I'm
Exactly.
okay where I am right now, you know? so, so for all those listeners, I can relate to that.
I what always sticks into my mind, there is a small little interview Kate Winslet has done with a schoolgirl. And it was I don't know if you know it, it was a schoolgirl doing her first interview with a celebrity. She was extremely nervous.
Right.
And Kate Winslet just said, you don't be afraid. You can ask me whatever you want. Now I'm talking to myself. And this is going to be the greatest interview ever. And you know why? Because we decide it's going to be. So for us, it's going to be the greatest ever. And there's nothing more you need to know. So it's basically just your own interview, just your own little world. Whoever thinks whatever they think, that's their problem. But in my world, I'm enough.
I love that. I love that. That's so true. Like it all comes back down to the mindset. So, how do you think like work pressure and those, like most of these women listening are middle management. They all have managers. They all have someone above them. What happens would they have all these other pressures that they feel like, "Oh, if I don't perform, then I don't want to lose my job," or they may have that fear even though they've decided, hey, I'm enough, this is enough, etc., but their boss, their manager may not decide or agree upon that. What do you suggest for them?
It's difficult, right? It's difficult to suggest something, but um, definitely I would always think about what can I do? So what is the maximum that I can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can give my best. I can do whatever I can do. But that's basically it. So if my manager or my boss still doesn't recognize, or if he still does something else, after a certain point, um, I'm out of control. So basically, I can't change it,
Right.
right? So I keep getting this question: is how can I change my boss? And the answer is super simple: you can't.
You can't.
So, what do I need to say that he changes? I say, whatever you say, he's not going to change for you. So
Right.
he's going to change if he wants to change. But if this is a mean person, then you can overperform however you want because he's still going to bypass you if he
Mm.
wants to.
Right.
Um, and I keep just making people aware to, you can't kill yourself in wanting to change your boss because that's wanting something which is completely out of your control,
Right.
eating you up inside because it's just nothing you can do.
Right.
And I would just think, obviously, it's really easy to say it like this in theory. Yeah, I don't know how it feels then in reality if you are in a threat to lose your job.
Right.
And if that's existential, I can't put myself into that skin. But
Right.
um, I just always think that if somebody's destroying me by purpose and I cannot control it, then that's a sign.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's time to reinvent yourself, right?
Maybe just you're in the wrong place. And
Right.
there were times where I worked my butt off and I did everything and I went beyond and extra mile and extra mile. And those clients who kept asking for the extra mile and I gave it to them, those became the ones who never gave me a mandate again. And I was just like, why would I do it again? So if
Right.
somebody's asking me for an extra mile, I would say, fine, but you need to give me the next mandate first. So
Yeah.
I decided I don't go in, I don't pre-perform. I don't, I'm not the first one, but it's always a quid pro quo.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. So, if my listeners wanted to connect with you, what's the best place for them to do that?
On my website. So my website is www.angelakerek.com. So it's my name, angelakerek.com, and every information that is needed is on that website. I also have a lot of free resources, everything in the resource part of the website. They can connect me on LinkedIn. I'm only on LinkedIn in social media.
Okay.
That's enough.
Yeah. Yes,
uh,
it is.
and there are courses I offer online, which they can, download whenever they want. I have a super nice 21-day challenge for yourself where you can just pick one goal and then practice that, do the reps for 21 days. Just practice doing one little goal,
Oh,
whatever
awesome.
that is. And I guardrail you with my emails, which you get one email per day. But you have free resources. I have workbooks, and I have a book in German as well, um, just in case there are German people
I
listening.
think there are some that are listening from
Okay.
Germany.
So the book's name is Winning Inside. So this is what
Awesome.
winning is about, and how do you do that based on athletes' uh, um, mechanics and athletes' training. I put it into business. Yeah, so this is where
Awesome.
I am.
Okay, great. As we wrap up, I love to leave my listeners with a small action or a mindset shift that they can make today. So, what would be a small step that the women listening right now could take this week if she feels like maybe her current definition of success no longer fits? What would you advise for her?
Um, I would just take it step by step, so I wouldn't conquer the entire world, but I would just start dissecting step by step. If it doesn't fit, then I would say, okay, so what's the next step? Just what's next? Um, which part doesn't fit? and which does, because it's never everything that
Right.
doesn't fit. Just one little part, and then change that one little step, and then go to the next step. So don't look too much ahead. It's not about the next 10 years or 5 years. Sometimes it's maybe just about the next week or the next day. And then one step follows the other, and just trust your gut. If something's wrong, if something feels wrong, then it is wrong. And that just means it's meant to be for you to go to the next step.
Yes. I love that. I love that. Well, thank you, Angela, for being here with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Shannon, and thank you, everybody.
If today's episode sparked something for you, a question, an idea, or a realization, don't ignore it. I offer promotion strategy calls where we walk through your current role, your goals, and how to position you for your next promotion or raise without burning out or overworking. You can book that call using the link in the description. And if this episode helped you, sharing it or leaving a quick review makes a bigger difference than you know. Until next time, keep sharing your value clearly. You've earned it.